2 Chronicles 13. In the 18th year of King Jeroboam, Abijah began to reign over Judah. 3 years he reigned in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah, and there was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. And Abijah ordered to battle with an army of mighty warriors, 400,000 chosen men, and Jeroboam arrayed against him to battle with 800,000 chosen men, all men of courage. And Abijah stood on the mount of Zemaraim, which is in the mountain of Ephraim, and said, Hear me, Jeroboam and all Israel. Is it not good for you to know that the Lord God of Israel gave David sovereignty over Israel, to him and his children forever, by a covenant of salt? Yet Jeroboam son of Nebat, servant of Solomon son of David, rose up and rebelled against his master. And idle men, the children of Belial, were gathered to him, and they strengthened themselves against Rehoboam the son of Solomon, when Rehoboam was yet young, and tender in heart, and could not withstand them. And now you think that you can withstand the kingdom of the Lord, which is in the hand of the sons of David, since you are a great multitude, and you have with you the golden calves that Jeroboam made for you as gods. Did you not drive out the priests of the Lord, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites, and did you not make yourselves priests like the peoples of other lands? Anyone who comes to consecrate himself with a bull and 7 rams soon becomes a priest of those who are not gods. But as for us, the Lord is our God, and we have never forsaken him, and the priests who minister to the Lord are Aaron's sons, and the Levites are engaged in his work. And they burn burnt offerings to the Lord morning and evening, fragrant incense, with the showbread on the pure table, and the golden candlestick, and its lamps to light each evening, because we care for the service of the Lord our God. But you left him. And, behold, God is with us, at our head, and his priests, sounding with the trumpets, to sound an alarm against you. O children of Israel, do not fight against the Lord God of your fathers, because you will not prosper. But Jeroboam laid an ambush to attack them from the rear, so that they were in front of Judah and the ambush behind them. Then Judah looked, and, behold, they had to fight before and behind. Then they cried to the Lord, and the priests blew the trumpets. And the men of Judah cried out, and it came to pass, when the men of Judah cried out, that God smote Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah and Judah. And the children of Israel fled from before Judah, and God delivered them into his hand. So Abijah and his people made a great slaughter among them, for 500,000 chosen men of Israel fell smitten. And the children of Israel were humiliated at that time, and the children of Judah prevailed, because they trusted in the Lord God of their fathers. And Abijah pursued Jeroboam, and he took from him Bethel with the places of his jurisdiction, and Jeshanah with the places of his jurisdiction, and Ephron with the places of his jurisdiction. And Jeroboam recovered his power no more in the days of Abijah, but the Lord smote him, and he died. Abijah, however, strengthened himself, and took 14 wives, and begot 22 sons and 16 daughters. The rest of Abijah's acts, both his ways and his words, are written in the history of the prophet Iddo. 2 Chronicles 14. And Abijah slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. In his days the land was at peace 10 years. And Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his God. Because he took away the altars of the strange gods, and the high places, and he broke the images, and cut down the groves. And he commanded Judah to seek the Lord God of their fathers, and to observe the law and the commandment. He also removed the high places and images from all the cities of Judah, and under him the kingdom was at peace. And he built fortified cities in Judah, because the land was quiet, and there was no war against him in those years, because the Lord had given him rest. So he said to Judah, Let us build these cities, and surround them with walls and towers, gates and bars, while the land is still ours, for we seek the Lord our God. We sought him, and he gave us rest on every side. So they built and prospered. Asa had an army of 300,000 from Judah, with paves and spears, and 280,000 of Benjamin, who bore shields and shot with bows. All these were valiant men. And Zerah the Ethiopian went out against them with an army of 1,000,000 and with 300 chariots, and came to Mareshah. Then Asa went out against him, and they ordered the battle in the valley of Zaphatah, next to Mareshah. And Asa cried to the Lord his God, and said, Lord, it is nothing for thee to help, whether the mighty or the one of no strength. So help us, Lord our God, for we have trusted in you, and in your name we have come against this multitude. Lord, you are our God, let not man prevail against you. And the Lord smote the Ethiopians before Asa and before Judah, and the Ethiopians fled. And Asa, and the people that were with him, pursued them to Gerar, and so many of the Ethiopians fell, that there was no longer any resistance in them, because they were destroyed before the Lord, and before his host, and they carried away much booty from there. And they smote all the cities around Gerar, because the terror of the Lord was upon them, and they plundered all the cities, because there was much prey in them. They also hurt the herds of the cattle, and they took sheep in abundance, and camels, and returned to Jerusalem. 2 Chronicles 15. Then the Spirit of God came upon Azariah the son of Oded. And he went out to meet Asa, and said to him, Hear me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin, the Lord is with you, while you are with him, and if you seek him, you will find him, but if you leave him, he will leave you. And Israel was many days without the true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law. But when in their distress they turned to the Lord God of Israel, and sought him, they found him. And in those times there was no peace, neither for the one who went out nor for the one who entered, but many disturbances on all the inhabitants of those lands. For nation against nation and city against city were torn to pieces, for God had troubled them with all their anguish. But strive, and do not give up your hands, because your work has a reward. When Asa heard these words, and the prophecy of the prophet Oded, he took courage and put away the abominations of all the land, from Judah and Benjamin, and also from the cities which he had taken in the mountains of Ephraim, and renewed the altar of the Lord, who stood before the portico of the Lord. And he assembled all Judah, and Benjamin, and with them the strangers of Ephraim and Manasseh, and of Simeon, for many of Israel had passed over to him, seeing that the Lord his God was with him. And they came together to Jerusalem in the 3rd month, in the 10th year of Asa's reign. And the same day they offered in sacrifice to the Lord, of the spoil that they brought, 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep. And they entered into the covenant to seek the Lord God of their fathers with all their heart and with all their soul. And that whosoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel should die, both the smallest and the greatest, both male and female. And they swore to the Lord with a loud voice, with shouting, and with trumpets and horns. And all Judah rejoiced at this oath, because they swore with all their heart, and with all their will they sought him, and found him, and the Lord gave them rest all around. King Asa also deposed Maacah his mother, that she should no longer be queen, because she had made a horrible idol, the Asherah, and Asa destroyed his horrible idol, and broke it in pieces, and burned it by the brook Kidron. The high places, however, were not taken from Israel, yet Asa's heart was perfect all his days. And he brought into the house of God the things consecrated by his father, and the things that he himself had consecrated, silver, gold, and vessels. And there was no war until the 35th year of Asa's reign. 2 Chronicles 16. In the 36th year of Asa's reign, Baasha king of Israel went up against Judah and built Ramah, so that no one could go out or approach Asa king of Judah. Then Asa brought out the silver and the gold out of the treasures of the house of the Lord, and of the king's house, and he sent servants to Benhadad king of Syria, who dwelt in Damascus, saying, There is agreement between me and you, as there was between my father and yours. Behold, I send you silver and gold. Go, break your agreement with Baasha king of Israel, that he may depart from me. And Benhadad listened to King Asa, and sent the captains of his armies against the cities of Israel, and they smote Ijem, Dan, Abelmaim, and all the store cities of Naphtali. And it came to pass, when Baasha heard it, that he stopped building Ramah, and did not continue his work. Then King Asa took all Judah, and they carried away the stones of Ramah and its timber, with which Baasha had built, and with them he built Geba and Mizpah. At that time Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Judah, and said to him, Because you trusted in the king of Syria, and did not trust in the Lord your God, therefore the army of the king of Syria escaped out of your hand. Were not the Ethiopians and Libyans a great army, with many chariots and horsemen? As you trusted in the Lord, he delivered them into your hand. For as for the Lord, his eyes range over all the earth, to show himself strong toward those whose heart is perfect toward him. You have acted foolishly in this, because from now on there will be wars against you. But Asa was angry with the seer, and cast him into the stocks, because he was enraged against him for this. Also Asa, at the same time, oppressed some of the people. And behold, the acts of Asa, first and last, are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And in the 39th year of his reign, Asa fell sick at his feet. His illness was very severe, yet, in his illness, he did not seek the Lord, but rather the physicians. And Asa slept with his fathers, and he died in the 41st year of his reign. And they buried him in his tomb, which he had dug for himself in the city of David, having laid him on the bed, which he had filled with perfumes and spices prepared according to the art of perfumers, and of these things they made him a great burning. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, leave your like, and leave a comment.